Good afternoon, Robert Scribbler for the OBX Wave Report, providing this video for you from Rodanthe, looking out to the north and east as some 2 to 3 foot waves roll in off the North Atlantic Ocean. We have had a serious degradation of the sand here as we are looking at low tide, and there's not much in the way of sandbars, although you can find some sand if you do look relatively hard. We do have a little swell coming out of the east and northeast at about 3.3 foot and 7 seconds. As you can see, this is not looking very impressive from the coast right now, so unfortunately the expected swell that did arrive is much less promising than what was predicted. So unfortunately today, not as good a day as expected. Nonetheless, there are still some waves to be had in the 2 to 3 foot range up and down the Outer Banks. Nag's Head likely to be a little bit cleaner. Here in Rodanthe, we've got semi-clean conditions with strong southwesterly winds. Winds expected to turn more to the south as we get later and later into the day. So 2 to 3 foot generally, fair to clean north, fair to choppy south, and relatively warm ocean water conditions, or warmer than it has been. Ocean waters between 63 and 65 degrees. Winds expected to die down a little bit this afternoon and this evening and into tomorrow. Highs today in the middle 70s, feels very warm right now. Possible thunderstorm later in the day. And for tomorrow, we're looking at some 2 to 3 foot, maybe some 2 to 4 foot waves, and clean to fair conditions, especially early in the morning as we get lighter westerly winds. Hopefully that swell will fill in a bit more and we'll have some better waves for you guys tomorrow. We have had a good spate of waves from September to now. Intermittently, we have gotten good storm swells all throughout the winter, and we are heading into the smaller wave period of time here between middle of May to June and July, and early August. So this is the smallest wave period for the Outer Banks coming up. Nonetheless, we are looking at some potential for tropical development due to the fact that the Atlantic Ocean, particularly in the main formation zone for tropical cyclones, is much warmer than normal, and we are experiencing a La Nina condition in the Pacific, which tends to increase the likelihood of tropical cyclone development. So we could have a very busy season. If those storms start to develop early, our small wave period from middle of May to middle of August will tend to be a bit truncated. All right, so a overview OBX wave report for you guys on this Tuesday, May the 7th. Hopefully you guys have gotten out there and gotten some decent waves. They are a little bit tougher to find. Looks like a guy on a foil board here. Yeah, guy riding a foil board here to the south. You can see that he's kind of gliding in to the short break. He just turned around and hopped off his foil board. So yeah, it looks like 2 surfers out there, at least 1 foil boarder, and trying to catch some of these smaller 2 to 3 foot waves. All right, so thank you for joining me once again for this session of the OBX Wave Report. I'll provide a more comprehensive session for you tomorrow, and as I typically do, I'd like to ask you guys to please do everything you can to help protect our coastlines from the impacts of climate change driven by fossil fuel burning. Those impacts being rising sea levels, more intense storms, ocean heat waves, and ocean acidification. The primary solution to the climate crisis is the mass deployment of clean energy being wind, water, solar, and electric vehicles. All of those clean energy systems very beneficial to the economy, prosperity producing engines rather than engines that produce a lot of pollution and harm in the form of fossil fuels. So we do have the opportunity to have a much better world if we mass deploy that clean energy, and we do have the opportunity to protect our coastline. So looking forward to a beautiful future illustrated by mass deployment of clean energy in the form of a kind of growth-oriented climate action. So I'm feeling pretty optimistic about it, and I hope you guys do too. In any case, hope you all are doing well, and I will be back with you shortly.